Hi everybody, this is Eduardo Suarez. In this video, we're going to continue exploring Python on the new Fanuc robot controller R50IA. On my previous video, Python programming for RoboGuide version 10, I showed you how to call a Python script file either from a TP program or a Karel program, and I gave you another simplified example of a Python program just to illustrate how the call instruction works. On this video, I'm going to show you how to call the Python script file using arguments. We're going to use the same word cell I had created on my previous video, Karel programming for RoboGuide version 10, and I'm going to start by reviewing the word cell configuration and all the steps that we need to follow in order to be able to connect the VS Code remote Karel debugger to RoboGuide. We're going to open the teach pendant. We're going to press status, we're going to press type, we're going to select version ID, we're going to press next, we're going to press order F5, and over here we have the option package HMI device R553, and I have Karel R632. We're going to verify the IP address. First, we're going to select over here, option window. We're going to select robot. We're going to scroll down, and in virtual robot troubleshooting settings, we're going to check the box for run virtual robot with loopback address. We're going to bring the teach pendant back. Now we're going to press menu. We're going to select setup, we're going to select host communication, and we're going to select TCP IP. We're going to press detail. We're going to verify that we have the IP address and the subnet mask. We need to set up the user and password for the FTP connection from Visual Studio Code. We're going to press menu. We're going to select next. We're going to select system. We're going to select security. Over here, we're going to select login user information. We're going to press detail. We're going to log out as a guest. We're going to log in again. We're going to select list, and we're going to select admin. We're going to enter the password Fanuc1111. And we're going to log in. We're going to go back to the previous screen. Now we're going to select password users. We're going to press detail, and in here I have already the user configured with the password level set up. We're going to go back to the previous screen. We're going to log out, and we're going to log in again as a guest. There is still more configuration that we need to do. We're going to press menu, we're going to select test cycle, and we're going to select setup. We're going to scroll down the list, and we're going to select step statement type. We're going to press choice, and we're going to select routine as in showing here. Now we're going to press menu, we're going to select setup again. We're going to select host communication. We're going to select HTTP, and we're going to press detail. And we need to verify that we have KCL unlocked. There is something else I've noticed that we need to do every time we open the work cell. We're going to press menu. We're going to select next. We're going to select system, and we're going to select config. We're going to select remote local, and we're going to press detail. And over here, we're going to select choice, and we're going to select remote. We're going to scroll down the list, and we're going to select remote start device. We're going to press choice again, and we're going to select CRT/KB. And we're going to press enter. The last step for the configuration is going to be enable Python and remote debug. We're going to select menu, we're going to select next, we're going to select status, and we're going to select Python. And over here we need to enable Python and we need to enable remote debug. And that's all the configuration that we need to do from here on the work cell. We can switch the teach pendant to the off position, and with this we're going to be able to use the VS Code Remote Karel debugger to transfer the Karel programs to RoboGuide. Now we're going to open Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to show you how we're going to call the Python file with arguments. On my previous video, Python programming for RoboGuide version 10, I showed you how to call a Python script file from a Karel program. We're going to open the same program again. I call it callpython.kl, and on line 25 we use Karel call instruction run Python to run the script file. We saw that the instruction takes two arguments. The first argument is an input and is the name of the Python file with extension .py, and the second argument is an output and it's going to be the status of the call instruction. This call instruction also returns a value that is an integer and is the instance of the run instruction. The Python script file that we used in this example was hello version 2. If we open the program, this is a script that we have. This Python file doesn't take any arguments. In fact, the only thing it does, it gives an output, hello world, that is written in a text file. Now I'm going to show you how to call the Python file with arguments, and I'll show you two different ways we can create a Python file to receive the arguments. Just remember that in this case we can only use the Python standard library. We're going to start by creating a new Python file. I'm going to call it greeting.py, and we're going to write this program, and we're going to save it with Ctrl S. So what this program is doing, on line number 1, I'm importing the module sys, and we're going to use sys.argumentValue to get the list of all the arguments we pass to the Python script file. By default, sys.argument0 is always the name of the script file, and the subsequent indexes are arguments provided by the user on the call instruction. On line number 5, we have a conditional statement if the number of arguments is greater than 1. On line number 6, we're going to assign the first argument to the variable name, and on line number 7, we're going to print the name. On the other hand, in the case that we don't pass any arguments, on line number 10, we're going to output hello world. We're going to test it. We're going to go to the terminal window. We're going to select command prompt, and we're going to type py with the name of the program with extension .py, and we're going to pass an argument for our greeting. We're going to press enter, and the program was executed, and the output is hello Pepe. Now, if we call the same program again, and this time we don't pass any arguments, the output that we're going to have is hello world. So we know that this program works, and now we're going to transfer this Python file to RoboGuide. We're going to open FileZilla, and we're going to make a connection to RoboGuide. We're going to select the FR directory. We're going to select the Python folder, and we're going to transfer the program. Now we have the program in RoboGuide. The next thing that we need to do, we need to create a Karel program to call this Python script file. We can use the same Karel program that we have from our previous example, but we're going to rename it. We're going to call it greeting_kl.kl. We're going to copy the program from here, and we're going to change the name. And on line 25, where we have the call instruction, we're going to change the name of the Python file. That's going to be greeting.py. Now we're going to pass the argument. we're going to leave a space and we're going to pass the argument besides the name of the file, all inside the same single quotes. So we can pass up to 15 arguments, and any additional arguments will be ignored by the code instruction. We're going to save it with Ctrl S, and we're going to translate it to make sure that we don't have any errors. So the next step is going to be going to the debugger. We're going to bring the teach pendant. We're going to make sure that we have the teach pendant in the off position, and we're going to run the debugger to transfer the Karel program to RoboGuide. We're going to look at the output window, and the program was translated, and we can see on the teach pendant screen that the program was executed without errors. I'm going to bring up the command prompt window, and you're going to see that the Python program was executed, and we were able to pass the argument, and it wrote hello Pepe. The program is still executing, so I'm going to press enter to finish the program. Now I'm going to give you another example. This time we're going to pass 3 arguments. We're going to create a new Python program. I'm going to call it addition. This program is going to use the same sys module. On line number 3, we're going to print the total number of arguments. On line number 4, we're going to print the name of the Python file using the sys.argumentValue index 0. And then on line number 5, we're going to print all the argument passed on the call instruction. On line number 7, we're going to initialize the variable total to 0. Then on line number 8, we're going to use a for loop to add all the arguments. On line number 9, we need to convert the arguments to integer, and then we're going to assign the result to the total variable. And finally, on line number 11, we're going to print the result of the addition. We're going to run the program on the terminal window to test it. We're going to type py, addition.py, and we're going to pass the arguments. It's going to be 10, 20, and 30. And we're going to press enter. And the program was executed. We have the total number of arguments. We have the name of the script file. And we have a list of all the arguments, and finally the sum. So this program works, and now we're going to transfer that to RoboGuide using FileZilla. We're going to open FileZilla, we're going to select the file, and we're going to transfer to the Python folder on the file directory. Now we need to create a Karel program. I have created a new Karel program. I call it addition_KL. This program is similar to the previous program, so the only difference is going to be on line 25, where we call the Python file. We're going to change the name of the Python file, and we're going to pass the new arguments again. We know that this program works, so I'm not going to translate it from here. I'm going to bring the teach pendant. We're going to open the debugger, and we're going to run it. So the program was translated, and it transferred the program to RoboGuide, and the program was executed without errors. Now, if I bring the command prompt window, we're going to have the same result, the total number of arguments, the name of the Python file, the list of the arguments, and the result that is 60. Now I'm going to show you another module that we can use. This is the argparse module that is also part of the Python standard library. This module works a little different and gives you more flexibility than the sys module. I have created another Python file. I call it greeting_version2. So what is different in this program is that on line number 1, I'm importing the argparse module. On line number 5, we need to create a parser object that I call it parser. And then on line number 8, we need to add the arguments that we expect we're going to pass on the call instruction. These are going to be positional arguments, and in order to make a positional argument optional, we need to specify the number of arguments equal to question mark, and then we need to specify a default argument that in this case is going to be world. So in the case that a positional argument pass on the call instruction, it will override the default value. We're going to test it on the terminal window. We're going to type py greeting version 2.py, and we're going to pass the argument, and we're going to press enter. So the program was executed and it wrote hello Pepito. So now we can run the same program again, and this time we're not going to pass any arguments, and we got the output hello world. So it used the default positioning argument that we defined previously. Now we're going to transfer this program to RoboGuide. We're going to create another Karel program. I call it greeting version 2 underscore KL. And on line 25, I changed the name of the Python file and I added the argument. We're going to open the debugger. I'm going to bring the teach pendant and we're going to run it. Once again, the Karel program was executed without errors. But this time the command prompt window didn't open, so that means that there was an error on the execution of the Python program, and we need to investigate what happened. We're going to open RoboGuide, and we're going to open the workcell folder. On the workcell folder, we're going to look for this file, Python error log. We're going to select the file, we're going to right-click, and we're going to open it. And this file is going to show you the errors that we have during the execution of the program. It's telling that the error was here on line number 5 on the argument parser, and apparently the problem is coming from here, that is missing the module shell utility. Also showing you the path to the module argument parser.py and the line 172 where the problem is. We're going to copy the path and we're going to open the folder, and you're going to find in here all the modules for the Python library that are installed inside RoboGuide. You're going to see that we don't have that shell utility module that it's looking for. Now if we open the argument parser file and we go to line 172, it's trying to import the module shell utility, and that's the reason we got the error. So for your information, I added manually the shell utility module to the folder. I imported the module from the python.org website, and when I executed the program again, it still is giving more errors with other missing modules. So that means that Fanuc still has some bugs on this version, and actually I have a ticket with Fanuc tech support and still waiting for an answer on this issue. In summary, I show you here in this video how to call a Python script file using arguments. I gave you only an example using the Karel call instruction, but calling the Python file from a TP program works exactly the same. You just need to add the arguments after the script file name, separated by the spaces, and all inside the same single quotation marks. As I mentioned earlier, you can pass up to 15 arguments, and any additional arguments will be ignored by the call instruction. Also show you two different modules from the Python standard library that can be used. I gave you an example using the sys module and another example using the argument parse module. Although this last module didn't work, I think this is an issue that Fanuc needs to fix. If I get any answer from Fanuc, I will post it in the comments below. And that is all for now. I hope you find this video useful, and thank you for watching.